le désir que m'aille, et celle que première selon ma trace, Dieu prec que grande joie la traia, et qui malene ritraia, et non crisa force que de ritraia, comme quel mantas ves lo barais, ab kermezes se baraia.
Come closer. Fear not. Why have you come to my 1,000-year-old tomb? In truth, my world was not so different from yours. Deep in their hearts, humans resemble each other, and that will not change anytime soon. Dreams are sometimes more telling than historical facts. The greatest dream of my time was the ideal of chivalry. To be a knight is to offer the very best of yourself, day after day, inspired by 4 virtues: love, prowess, largesse, and loyalty. Come closer now and look at this book. You will live the greatest adventure that the men and women of my time ever told, that of King Arthur and his round table. Hector, Kay, and Arthur arrived in London after a long journey. The herald goes to announce the second day of the tournament.
Uther High King, all this day is for you. Slain by Saxons, oh so brave and so true. Victors, you will pull the sword as your due. Man from all this land so wide, now do stand here side by side. Oh, what gallantry and pride! How the hardy men did shine by their valor and their ardor yesterday! But the boldest of them all, the King of Orkney, was the victor in the fray. Oh, the blood and agony, the fearful cries when ladies saw the helmets play. All eyes were on King Lot. He seized the sword in stone, but it refused to give. He will not have the throne, for it is worthiness, not strength, that must be shown.
Our knights respectfully salute the man dressed in Uther Pendragon's colours. Greetings, sires, and welcome to London, he exclaims. I am Elias, herald of this city. It is a pleasure to see you at this illustrious tournament, he says cheerfully. By the way, Sir Ector and Sir Kay, you are fighting in the main event later today. Sir Kay and Sir Ector must fight Sir Agwisance and Sir Meliant of Lys on horseback. They are formidable opponents. Agwisance is the vassal of King Lot, who was the victor yesterday on the first day of the tournament. Like his sovereign, Agwisance is an outstanding fighter. He is known to be feisty and insolent. Meliant, meanwhile, is a promising young knight. He has great strength, yet he's contemptuous and immature. King Lot of Orkney is powerful and fearsome, both on the battlefield and at court. He grips his allies' hearts with fear and sows terror among his enemies. He must surely be coming to terms with his failure to remove the sword from the stone. When High King Uther died, Merlin, a very wise enchanter indeed, put a sword into the stone in front of St. Paul's Cathedral. Whoever manages to remove it will be Uther's successor. And that is the reason for this tournament. Every knight who wins the day's events earns a turn at trying to pull out the sword. Before our hero turns away, Elias says a knight is waiting for Sir Ector farther down the road. When Ulfius spots our heroes, he exclaims with earnest joy, "Here is my dear old Hector! Ah, dear friend, how happy I am to see you. And these must be your sons, Kay and Arthur." Ulfius is delighted. What a long time it has been, good old Hector. Let's have a friendly duel on foot, just you and me, to see which of us has the oldest bones. He shows his former companion the blunt weapons they'd be using, but only to the first touché, he adds. Hector and Ulfius prepare for the battle, both quite excited to fight each other once again.
There are 4 main types of challenges in the game. Unopposed challenges, opposed challenges, margin-based opposed challenges, and finally, persuasion challenges, which we'll cover in a separate video. Unopposed challenges are the simplest. The difficulty is fixed and known in advance. For example, taming an animal. You attempt the challenge, compare your total to the difficulty. If you meet or exceed it, you succeed. In opposed challenges, the difficulty depends on the will of another character. A good example, a military strategy challenge. In this case, there are 2 roles. The initiator, who acts first, and the target, who responds afterward. The initiator plays their card without knowing the opponent's total, so you'll have to guess, and often it's safest to play your strongest card. Pro tip: to gauge an opponent's strength in combat, check their vocation level at the bottom of the screen. There are 12 levels in total. The higher it is, the harder the challenge will be. Margin-based opposed challenges work just like a regular opposed challenge. But this time, it's the difference between the two scores that matters. That margin determines things like how much damage is dealt in an attack challenge. As in most role-playing games, Legends of the Round Table uses challenges to resolve situations with uncertain outcomes. But unlike traditional RPGs, Legends of the Round Table uses a card system instead of dice to determine results. Your deck contains 14 different cards, numbered from 1 to 13, plus the Grail cards. Each card belongs to one of the 4 chivalric virtues: love, prowess, largesse, and loyalty. These virtues are also linked to the seasons of the year: spring, summer, autumn, and winter, respectively. Seasons mostly come into play when casting spells. Grail cards are special. Their value ranges from 14 to 24, but it's only revealed after the challenge is resolved, meaning you can't predict the outcome in advance. They also don't belong to any virtue, so you can't enhance them with inspiration points. For more on that, check the inspiration rules. The number of Grail cards in your deck can range from 0 to 4, depending on your group's cohesion. At the start of the game, the 4 13 cards are missing from your deck. To unlock them, you must have one of your knights sit on the Siege Perilous, the 13th seat at the Round Table. But beware, the seat is enchanted. When a knight dares to sit on it, they must face a very difficult challenge, and if they fail, they're consumed by a column of celestial fire. Also note, those powerful 13 cards will only appear in your deck when the Knight of the Siege Perilous is actually present.
Exhausted, the two friends decide to call it quits. At this rate, they won't last long, Ulfius laughs. Hector catches his breath, then thanks his friend for the fight. The old knight is in good condition, but in any case, he will never stop fighting. It is out of the question. He dreams of a glorious death on the battlefield. Indeed, it is a great tournament, bustling with activity. Knights from all over the kingdom have come here to face off and take their chances at winning. Ulfius does not much care for King Lot. He thinks Lot will be quick to sow discord if someone other than he pulls the sword from the stone and becomes High King of Britain. The old warrior would certainly like to have a go at it, but he's far less enthusiastic about becoming High King of Britain. Whoever takes over Uther's throne will have many an enemy. Kay and Ector could persuade the herald to give them a flattering introduction before their battle in the lists, this would make quite an effect and give them a certain advantage. On the other hand, adds old Ulfius with a laugh, it would be wise to have a few pennies in your pocket to be more persuasive. The knight holds back our heroes a moment. I saw a tearful young woman in London, Ulfius says. If you help her, she'll be delighted to choose one of you as her champion. There's nothing like the prospect of winning a lady's favor to strengthen one's courage. When he hears this, Kay sneers. He does not need a lady to be brave. Ulfius starts laughing. Ector rolls his eyes and then thanks his friend. Knights play chess in the shelter of a pavilion. The game seems to drag on and on. An elderly knight greets our hero cheerfully. Dressed in gules and silver crosses, the man says his name is Baldwin. Baldwin is a very pious knight who usually lives like a hermit. The knight would be lying if he said he was not dying to try it too. He may not have won the day before, but he hopes to make up for it today or tomorrow. Baldwin laughs and says he certainly would never speak ill of King Lot. The knight wishes our hero good day. A knight with an impressive head of blonde hair notices our hero signaling that he would like to have a word. The knight greets him. This man, dressed in azure and gold, is called Urien. Urien is King of Gore and King Lot's rival. I am married to the most fierce woman in all of Britain. For that reason alone, I will make the best High King this land has ever known. He laughs. Urien was delighted yesterday to see Lot fail to pull the sword from the stone. But Lot must not be underestimated, as he is a warrior and a leader. It is said that this sword just appeared one fine morning. In his opinion, there is enchantment about it all. But regardless, the knight is determined to try his hand and to succeed. The King of Gore pays no further attention to our hero. Amazed, our knights pass the majestic gate to London, the largest town in all of Britain. In the pavilion, two knights are loudly talking over each other, arguing who will win the day's fights. A knight as strong as an ox and as broadly built trains intensely. He seems to have enough stamina to continue all day without tiring. He greets our hero. The man's name is Brastias. He admits he's not much for conversation. Not a big talker, Brastias shares only that he was captain of the Royal Guard before King Uther Pendragon died. King Lot's reputation already speaks for itself, he sneers. He has nothing else to add. The man does not need the chimera of a prize at the end of a tournament to make him want to fight. At the end of the conversation, the knight wasn't even out of breath. A king with emaciated, almost razor-sharp features tears apart a chicken leg with a smug look on his face. He does not even deign to look at our hero. Our heroes are excited to see where they will show off their skills. Here is the tournament lists. There is already a knight there, kneeling in prayer. A knight, wearing gules and silver, prays, kneeling in the middle of the lists. The man murmurs a quiet greeting before saying his name is Aguisance. The knight answers rudely that the only way for a man to truly know another is to fight him. Aguisance gravely explains that he is a Christian. He prays for his soul should he die in the next battle. The knight says nothing as our hero leaves him. Behind a stall selling rare and precious fabrics, a bronze-skinned merchant with a broad smile greets our knight. The merchant, named Basil, sells the most beautiful and fine products. The man first shows muslin and camlet, and then various silk fabrics: alpine, pale, cycloton, osterine, sandal, samite, and more. Though the names are too many for our hero to remember, he's dazzled by the fabric's colors, textures, and sheen. Basil is delighted to be selling his wares in London. The tournament brings people from all over the country, and this is very good for business. He misses Constantinople, of course, but Britain is an enchanting land. Basil hopes our knight will come back to his shop before the end of the tournament. Two young people, a noble damsel and a gallant knight, hold hands, oblivious to the world around them. Their eyes glow with passion. As if awakened from a dream, the damsel and the knight slowly greet our heroes. The damsel's name is Carenza, and the knight is Milliant of Lys. Since meeting this brave and handsome knight, the young lady has never been happier. Milliant is so strong. No competitor should dare claim they will win the tournament, she says joyfully. He is the happiest man on earth, he says, and his beloved is the ravishing Carenza. Furthermore, he cannot wait to snatch victory from Hector and Kay. No offense, he says confidently, but you are no match for me. In a voice full of admiration, the young woman declares that her sweetheart, Milliant, is already a champion. Hearing this, the knight puffs out his chest. The young lady is all too eager for Milliant to withdraw the sword and be crowned High King of Britain. She is already imagining herself queen of this land. Milliant thinks he has a good chance of pulling the sword from the stone. He is young, strong, courageous, and handsome too. He thinks Britain would have much to gain if he became High King. Carenza boasts of the strength and depth of her love for Milliant. She then recounts their first meeting by the fountain in London's wealthy district. Our hero sees it's hard to stop her once she gets started on this topic. Carenza is a blessing. He would do anything for her. Plus, she whets his appetite for victory and glory. While Milliant mumbles goodbye to our hero, Carenza has already forgotten our knight. So focused is she on her beloved. heroes spot a very young lady sobbing her heart out. The sleeves of her pretty blue dress have been torn off. Kay laughs at her, but Arthur says nothing. In the end, it is Hector who comforts the girl. Her eyes full of tears, she says, "Sire, I am so ashamed for you to see me in such a state. My name is Neris, and from now on, I will also be known as the damsel with the short sleeves." It is the fault of her older sister, Carenza, who tore off her sleeves. She could not stand it when I made the teeniest criticism of her bow, the so-called proud and magnificent Meliant of Lys, says the damsel, grimacing. Neris and her sister, Carenza, have come with their father, Sir Thibaut of Tintagel, who is now resting from yesterday's duels. Young lady with the short sleeves will not soon forget how her sister has wronged her. The odious girl is only interested in Meliant, as if he were the best knight in the world, which is far from the case, she adds, wrinkling her nose. All the knights are going crazy over this sword. Whoever pulls it out will be the most powerful man in Britain. She'll gladly accept Hector as her champion if he can find her precious sleeves. The young lady smiles. If Sir Hector could, she would be truly delighted, and her heart would be soothed. The damsel invites our hero to come and talk with her whenever he likes. The young people hardly notice that our knight has come back to see them. Carenza shrugs. "I must have dropped them somewhere," she replies without a care. "What does it matter?" While Meliant mumbles goodbye to our hero, Carenza has already forgotten our knight. So focused is she on her beloved. Our knight looks for the sleeves of the younger lady, and he finds them at the bottom of the pool. But they... What a lovely fountain in the middle of the square. The gentle splashing of the water adds life to the scene. The Byzantine merchant is delighted to see our hero, whom, once again, he greets eloquently. The merchant examines the two pieces of fabric with a vexed look. "Sire," he says, "what happened to such beautiful sleeves? But fine, I will take care of them. It will cost you nothing, only 60 pennies.
To persuade someone, your knights must face a persuasion challenge. Here's how it works. First, choose the type of argument you want to use. There are up to 4 options available, each tied to one of the chivalric virtues. For example, to speak in the name of love, simply pick the dialogue line that reflects that virtue. Each virtue comes with a modifier, positive, neutral, or negative. And depending on the context, certain types of arguments will be more effective than others. These modifiers will directly impact your final result. Pro tip, check your hand before making your choice, because the only cards playable will be the ones of the chosen virtue. And don't forget to look at your knight's traits. The one with the most inspiration points in the chosen virtue will have the clear advantage. Since this is an opposed challenge, your approach also depends on your position. If your knights are initiating the challenge, you play first, but you won't know the difficulty in advance. If you're defending against persuasion, your opponent goes first. The difficulty is revealed, and you can adapt your response accordingly.
hands on hips, the merchant hears our hero out before answering with his own arguments. And then, before our knight has said another word, Basil accepts. The merchant works fast and well. He repairs the loose seams and swiftly cleans the sleeves before drying them over the fire. They are now in incredible condition and look like new. Basil hopes our knight will come back to his shop before the end of the tournament. Nerys, still sorrowful, welcomes our hero once again, but with a faint look of hope. The young girl wipes tears from her eyes. What joy the sight of these immaculate sleeves brings her! To spite her sister and to show her gratitude to Ector, Nerys happily agrees to let Ector be her champion. Ector laughs kindly. She's far too young to be his beloved. Yet he is a courteous man, so he willingly agrees to defend the damsel's honor. And so she entrusts him with one of her precious sleeves. The damsel invites our hero to come and talk with her whenever he likes. Two guards block the path. "Halt there," says one with authority. "No one may go further." Their stern, unsympathetic faces show that they do not feel like chatting. The two guards stop our hero again. He may not pass. Our hero returns to find Kirenza angry. How can this be? Ector gave the sleeves back to her little sister. Meliant, in turn, grows angry with Ector. "So, you are now the champion of Nerys, that ridiculous, stupid child. I did not think you would sink so low." The young man mocks and jeers at them. It's clear that pursuing the conversation will lead nowhere. Ector turns away from this insolent man.